Kingsgate's vision is really to grow and sustainably grow within the Pacific Rim, specific to precious metals. Historically, the strengths of the organisation have been quite technical, so probably more around geology than engineering. What we're looking to do at the moment is really move from the reliance on technical capability to a leadership framework that would support both sustainable operation now on a low gold price, but also future growth. The most recent intervention with OPIC really related to an issue that came up in our Thai operation, where we were looking to effect fairly heavy change management given the global situation within gold. What we were looking for was an ability to get through what we saw as a cultural barrier, that there was a disconnect, if you like, between the corporate vision and the capabilities and preparedness of the senior management team there to get on board with this vision. And I guess the reason that we looked to go to OPIC there, that we'd already had a positive experience within an Australian operation. That was more focused around support to recruitment activity and then one-to-one coaching of some of the seniors. What we were looking at within the Thai operation was a far deeper intervention than that. Gold's in a very difficult position globally at the moment. It's had the biggest downturn in 30 years. So the majority of gold businesses, not limited to ours, were really structured around a gold price of about $1,800 US an ounce. Yeah. So the majority of businesses needed to restructure or re-look at the way they were doing business in order to be profitable in their current operations, let alone look at growth opportunities. So if our vision was around growth, we certainly needed to do something, and pretty quickly. We chose Coach at Work because we saw an absolute alignment with a couple of other things we were doing at the time. We put a lot of work already into refining each of the roles to understand how the role worked and what the performance measures were. We then put a lot of work into the assessment of the performance of those roles, but in our view it didn't actually give you the full picture. What we looked to Coach at Work to do was work in combination with psychometric assessment tools to then fully define any capability gaps within the organisation. So we understood what we needed to do to meet current requirements, but also it could contribute to a succession planning model that would support future growth. And we're very, very pleased about the way that model works. The Coach at Work principle was one that probably wasn't an easy one to sell within the Thai environment. It's not the transparency that's required within that sort of tool is not something that comes naturally to that group of people culturally. So it was effectively a pretty hard nut to crack initially, but I think I'd use the expression, once the monster was out of the bag, it was pretty hard to catch. So the take-up has been amazing with the product. We're confident we've been able to actually get them engaged, be self-aware of where they're really at in relationship to the requirements of their role, and then self-regulate their behaviours to meet the model that we were trying to operate to. So it's been a very powerful experience, and one that we're very, very glad we went down the path of. The difference in management behaviours and in fact performance has been profound. It has happened far more quickly than we expected. What I can say is it is early days, but we are observing bottom line benefits to this already, that not only are the behaviours changing to the areas that we want, we are getting performance from those behaviours, and we're seeing also dollar-based benefits at mine site level, which is ultimately what it matters. And if I had to context that, again, it's a very difficult time within mining at the moment, and it's a time where we're trying to reduce cost, improve capability, and also set things up for future growth. The Coach at Work process has, I guess, really reopened my eyes as to the depth of intervention organisational psychology can have on an organisation. Our view was that we needed the leadership to lead and manage this change. In order to do that, we crafted programs around leadership and put that together with Coach at Work as the enabling mechanism on site to then deliver that down the line, and it's proved to be absolutely profound, the change that it's provided for the business. If we hadn't have done that, I think the answer would have been, like most gold companies globally, we probably didn't have sustainable businesses. So in that sense, it's been revolutionary in how we operate the business.